So when it comes to emotional strength, as I was touching on here, this will help you. Of course, it will help you to stay consistent. It will help you to deliver over time. It will help you to feel more motivation and feel more energized every day. Because at the end of the day, what dictates your life is that self-voice, that self-talk, right? That voice inside of yourself. And that's why I think emotional strength is a key factor and it's a very important topic. That's also why I thought let's cover that tonight. Because when it comes to this, of course, all of you have a team or you want to have a team. And for you to be able to lead others, it starts with you being able to lead yourself. At the end of the day, if you can't lead one, you can't lead any, right? Because it starts with yourself. So a leader of one, leader of, what is it saying, right? Leader of one, leader of many. If you can't lead one, you can't lead any. And it's so true. And having had the privilege to work with and coached people on every continent, built teams over a couple of 100,000 customers now, at least the last 15 years. And just to see who wins and who don't win over time. Yes, you can be diamond, director, short term, or higher rank. And then it's kind of like a thermostat kicks in, right? In this room, if I have the thermostat set on 22, which I do, 22. Yes, if people comes in short term here, we can start preparing some food. We can get it up to 23, 24 or something short term. Boom. Thermostat kicks in and takes it down to 22 again. And this is where you can see some people, they get a little better results than they are at their skill level and their personal development. Sorry, I have some stuff in my throat today. I don't know what it is. So what we want to help you is to raise that inner thermostat for you, because we don't want to help you reach some success. We want to help you to get to success, but also maintain it and stay there where you help other people win as well. So looking at how you can earn that respect every day from your people, it starts with that emotional strength. Because if you want to expect more from people, you have to expect more from yourself, because this is where it starts. I remember when I was coached by John C. Maxwell and I was in Costa Rica with him, and he said, as a leader, if you want to stay on top, you should be gulping every day. Because he said you should be, of course, out there, but also you should be a little out of your comfort zone in a way where you're gulping is like, oops, oh, can I do this? Oh, I'm going to reach out to this contact. I'm nervous for this, or do this, or I'm walking into a meeting and I'm going to meet this contact. I'm a little nervous for this. If you're gulping every day with the right kinds of habits, you know that you're growing. And I'm going to say it a couple of times today because I think it's a key. Growing is the only security that your tomorrow will be better than your today. The only security that your tomorrow will be better than today is that you're growing. You're becoming better. I mean, I've been working on myself for 20 years and I still have a long way to go. I work on myself still every day, reading books, I'm reading, analyzing. Most important, I'm taking action every day. I'm in meetings every day, meeting new people every day, because I always want to grow. Why? Because I want to help people. And if I'm growing, I become more effective in helping people. So leadership is taking ownership of your growth. But of course, also taking ownership of your people's growth. And here it comes back to becoming a person that have the courage to give feedback to people. This is often the difference between a winning team, growing team, and not. When a leader actually gives feedback, and they push the people, they are not afraid to push them, because sometimes that's the only way you can help people live up to their potential. But of course, it goes back to they have raised their hand. They had said that they want to grow, they want to win. But tough decision is part of being a leader. Tough decisions is part of being a leader. So empower other people will, of course, help you to get to where you want to go. So every time you make a tough decision, you grow. So I want you to think about these things, because when was the last time you made a tough decision? Because making tough decisions, that's where you grow. That's where you build that muscle, right? And then, of course, when you make tough decisions over time, of course, weaker people, they might say like, oh, you seem emotionless. But then I just say, nope, I just made tougher decisions for many years. Like either you want it or you don't. There's no in between. Same as in this business. Too often it's so easy to waste time, because often my first years in this business, I wasted so much time on wrong people because I wanted it more for them than I wanted it for themselves. So of course, the first 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 times, and I care a lot about people, maybe the first 100 times, it was so painful to watch. But I realized if they're not willing to make those tough decisions, they're not willing to take of course, consistent action, they won't win. And then I will quit anyway, if they want to build a business. A good metaphor, I think it was Shanna texted this like last week, Shanna, I think, because often we want it so bad for them, but it's kind of like you take a camel, you drag it to the water. Maybe you need 20 people to help you drag this camel. Take it, I don't know what are you going to use to get it on a truck or something. You're going to drag this camel because it's thirsty, it's almost dying. You drag this camel to the water. You put the head just in the water. But if the camel doesn't drink, what's going to happen? It will die. Was it then your fault? It was not. So don't take that personal when people quit or people give up. If you did your part, you can drag the camel to the water, but you cannot drink for the camel. Unless it's too weak, to drink by itself. But then, of course, you have to scoop it in, whatever you do there. But you cannot go feed all camels by the water all of your life, because then you're going to be stuck yourself. So don't take that personally. I think that's very important as well. But to an emotional strong leader is realizing that I can only give them the support because they come into Zinzino. They have all the tools to win here. There are some people making $300,000 a month. There's some people after 2 years making $200 a month. But it's the same vehicle, the same opportunity, the same products. So number one, it starts with, that's not number one, because now I'm going into the 8 things emotional strong people do or don't do. But it starts with you taking responsibility. And don't waste your time. So let's look at the 8 things that emotional strong people don't do or they avoid. Number one, emotional strong people, and if you want to be emotional strong, I highly advise you to take notes on this, or else it's just entertainment, like you watched a Netflix movie or something, or a series. In here, out there, because you cannot retain so much information that it will stay there. And I'm not here for self-service. I'm here to give you value tonight, right? And for all of you 71 on this call, and going to be 120, whatever it's going to be, so over 200 people are going to see this in the team. And that's what we do. Like I always hear from the top producers in the One Mondo family every Monday. I want to give you the value. I want to give you. I do this because I want to help people win. And unless you grow some emotional strength, you'll suffer for the rest of your life. That's just a fact. That's just a fact. So 8 things that emotional strong people don't do. Number one, emotional strong people do not waste time feeling sorry for themselves. They do not waste time feeling sorry for themselves. They don't waste time feeling offended. Look at society today. It's terrible to watch all these emotional weak people who just complain and, oh, I feel offended because they said this. They say, oh, they said that, or now it's that, or it's that. Like, why even waste your life on that? You're the problem, not them. Because people have different opinions, different point of views. Why do you even waste your energy on some other person who don't think like you do, waste of time. And that will keep you average. Average, I mean, in results. You might be a fantastic human being, but if you're not happy, I think you're losing in life. If you're not happy, you're not living up to your potential, you're losing in life. So number one, emotionally strong people do not waste time feeling sorry for themselves. You know what? Weak people, they moan and groan. You can't moan and groan and lead at the same time. So I want you to think for yourself. Are you a moaner or are you a leader? I mean, if you begin a journey, you might realize, oops, I'm a moaner. Then that's okay, right? We all start at some place. But number one to change is awareness, to be aware of it. Then number two is, are you willing to change it? There's nothing I will say tonight that you have to do, right? But this is things that help me go from an insecure boy that grew up in a bad area, low self-esteem, to be a very, 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 very happy human being. I'm proud of the person looking in the mirror every day. I do the right things when nobody's watching. Yeah, I have success in business, but most important, when I wake up in the morning, I'm proud of the person looking in the mirror. And do my self-talk support me, or do my self-talk take energy from me every day? So are you a moaner or are you a leader? Because you'll see it also in a setback. This is how you can see if you waste your time. It's like, okay, when there's a setback, we say a new partner, you thought you're going to be your next leader, they quit after 2 days. First of all, how do you respond to that? Me, I just think like, great, I'm happy they quit. So I now have time to put on the right kind of people, not a quitter. They give up, good. I'm glad they quit the second day, so I didn't waste 3 weeks with them. That's self-talk. What are you telling yourself? So a big setback in life, yeah, it's of course, you're a human being. It's okay to feel down sometimes. But I go back to myself, that 24-hour rule. When something happens, if I can't do something about it, why waste my life? So when you have negative emotions, how do you get out of it? I would recommend, of course, you can press play, listen to personal development, go listen to Go Core. But the best way, if you're stuck in business or you go through a tough period, take action. If you're going through hell, please don't stop. Run quicker. I always, when I'm in a slump, when I'm frustrated, when I feel I'm stuck in the business, I just make sure I invite even more people than I normally do. Because I know if I'm stuck in my business and I put 3-4 people down left, 3-4 people down right, I'm going to control my business, but I'm also going to make sure I get out of this slump as quick as possible. Emotional strong people don't waste time feeling sorry for themselves. So what actions will I take to pull me out of it? This is something I ask myself when I'm in a slump or I don't feel inspired, whatever that day. Okay, what action will I take to pull me out of this negative slump? Because you cannot think yourself out of a low. You have to act yourself out of a low. And that's going back to what I can control, right? And also understanding it's okay to not feel like doing it. I still have, at least half of the days I don't feel like doing it. I just do it. Why? Because I have a to-do list and I have a plan or a schedule. And I just go do it. Many days I don't feel like it. It's just about doing it. That's the discipline you need, okay? Nobody feel so you can be guided by your agenda, not your daily emotions. Guided by your values, where you want to go with your goals. Let that drive you, not your daily emotions. Stop being too much in your emotions. One of the best personal the mental trainers in the world, is this book called Winning, Tim Grover. He was coaching Michael Jordan for 15 years mentally, Kobe Bryant and many others, even one of the English football players who was a big talent, never delivered for years. And he stepped in and now he's the best player in England, Marcus Rashford at the time, not right now, right? So he says, Tim Grover says, when people say play with your emotions, no. Don't go out there and play with your emotions, because your emotions, you cannot trust your emotions. You have to be guided by the daily agenda, what you need to do, not your emotions. They're too fickle. They will go up and down. Because also remember this, your mind is not your success director. Bring this with you in life. Every time you try something new, the alarm bells will go up in your brain, because the brain is not your success director. What is your brain there for? To keep you safe, right? That's what it's there for. So then it's okay. So when I'm inviting somebody, prospecting somebody offline, I know emotional, weak people, they can't prospect offline. Why? Because they cannot do that what's uncomfortable. So they hide behind the screen instead. Of course, you should prospect people online as well. But still offline, I don't know how many people I prospect over the years. I recruited so many business partners from offline, but still when I'm going to talk to them, my heart beats like 100 miles per hour. Still, I don't know why. I had one in a team that was coaching 2 weeks ago asked me, Marco, how often do you go to networking events? Or when you built your first big team here, how many network events did you attend? I said, I never did. My first decade, I didn't attend any networking events. I hate networking events. I'm the kind of person, if I go to network events, I'm kind of like, I walk in, I'm thinking, now I'm going to talk to people. If I see 2 people there, automatically, phone comes up, pretend I don't know, oh, let's check WhatsApp. Oof. And I can stay busy with my WhatsApp because now I open my WhatsApp because I said there's many new messages. It's been 30 minutes at networking events. I've been watching my phone. Why? Because I'm so uncomfortable in there. So uncomfortable. So then I just learned how to hack my own system. And I learned with simple questions. If I go into a coffee place, so I need to plan before I go there. If I go there, I'm going to talk to somebody. Coffee place is easy because they are an easy question. I'm going to order something, person sits next to me, they're doing a coffee. I can just ask them, how was the coffee? Because I'm thinking what I should order. Conversation starts. And the next question, where are you from? And then naturally, so this is how I prospected offline. I don't go out and think I'm going to prospect this person. Oh, let's open conversations with people and see where it leads. But my brain is still kicking in after done this thousands of times, which is insane. I don't understand why. Something must be wrong with me. But you know what I do? When the brain kicks in, I'm just joking with the mind and I tell them, oh, thank you, mind. You're amazing. You're there to protect me. Thank you for trying to keep me safe. But listen, mind, I'm the boss here. I'm the boss here. You can just sit down, relax, because now I'm the boss. But thank you for being there. But you run an old program. Being afraid of prospecting, I'm amazing at this. You told me that you warned me, when I started, and now I'm good. You warned me when I was not good. You're an old program. You have to keep up. I don't know how I can update you because you seem stupid. I mean, this is how I talk to, like, I say even worse things to my mind just to make fun. And then I put myself in a better state. It's just like, however you want to talk to yourself to get that. But just remember, your mind is not your success director. It's there to keep you safe. So when you do something new, it will always be uncomfortable. But can you act in despite? Same as being nervous. Bruce Springsteen, they asked him many years ago, are you nervous before a big concert? And he said, I just changed the meaning that me feeling this, butterflies in my stomach, is because I'm prepared, because I'm excited. So he put a different meaning on it. So what meaning are you putting on the things every day so they support you? Because emotional, strong people, they don't moan and groan. Number 2, emotional, strong people don't allow others to control their relationship. I had one of my first, he was the first partner that I started building with back in 2009. First time I built a big team in this profession. And he controlled that relationship because he was a very emotional, weak person. Often complaining, having excuses. So it's so easy because you want to please them to let them suck the energy out of you. Because normally, sadly, it's the weak person that controls that relationship. A taker who just takes and takes and takes. Remember one thing, if you're a giver or a taker will just keep taking. A giver has to set boundaries. because takers never do. So be okay with that. You have to limit that. As John C. Maxwell also told me once, he said, you don't have to do anything to earn my respect and love because I see your value, but you have to earn my time. Same with who you work with here. Either they want it or they don't. I mean, if I'm going to leave my family to build a business, help somebody build, if they didn't do what they're supposed to do, what can I help them do? I can't. I'm wasting my own time. So if you think about there's the business hat, and then there's the family friend hat, which is different, right? Because I love you, I see your value, I see you, but you have to earn my time for me to spend time with you. It's not limited time, or else I'll just lose time, right? So for example, there was a guy, he worked for a company and he didn't do a good job at the company. His boss called him in, told him he was really bad at the job, and fired him. And this guy got emotional. He said, leave, you're fired. I don't want to see you. Later in the afternoon, the guy's home at the dinner table. And then the dad sits there, who was the boss. Now he has the father hat on. Now he's home. I heard you lost your job. How can I help you? So this is a good metaphor for life sometimes, right? Because it's different. Because in the business, you'll have many people that just want to sit down, make a new plan, just to meet somebody to drink a coffee, because it's comfortable sitting there and hearing you talking about goals and this. But if you're going to build a business, leading a team, if that's your purpose with this, you don't have time for that, right? Because if you have a family, you have a job, and you have maybe 7 hours a week for this business, you don't have time to waste 3 of those hours because you want it so bad for somebody who's not doing anything. So normally, the weak controls the relationship. They will try to get you weak. They will press the negativity on you, and they will hold you back. It's just how it is. So that's where going back to being emotional stable, right? To also be rational and understand, like, wow, I have this person, they're so negative. They're dream killers. They're energy stealers. Sometimes it's family, right? I don't say get rid of your brother. I just say maybe I should limit my time with them, be a little less with them, because you can run with 1,000, but you cannot carry one. You can't run far if one hanging around your neck. It's just how it is. So either you lead or be led. But I will not let weaker people control that relationship, because I will not give away my attitude, my time, and I will not prioritize different because someone is feeling less. We have to be rational about this, because I will never let anyone determine how high I will go. I will determine that. So at the end of the day, you have to focus on what you can do something about. You have to be smart the way you invest your time, because the end goal is too important. I don't know your end goal. My end goal is to make sure I grow, to make sure I give energy to people, that I help people grow, help people win. I'm so passionate about this business because, one, health. Number one, if we don't have a health, we don't have anything. Then also when it comes to having a business where we can help people believe in the dreams, and in the process working with them, if they're willing to take action, helping them believe in themselves, right? So, and then I focus on what I can control. And I cannot control what you do if I work with you, but I can control where I spend my time if you're not willing to do what it takes for you to get to where you want to be. Because if I work with you, if you work with somebody, you're actually helping them get to where they want to be. I'm serving people, but they have to move as well, right? So this is something to think about. How are you in these situations? Do you let other people's attitude or low energy impact what actions you take? This is stuff I recommend you think about, right? And then be more aware of the things here, because this is things that really impact your life, your results, your happiness, your energy, your harmony. This business, can be fun if you work it with a positive pull instead of a negative push where it's anxiety filled and it just takes energy. And I mean, when I make a presentation for somebody, if they don't want to do a test and they say, I don't know if I believe in the test, don't do it then. It's your health. Fine. I don't believe in the business. Okay, great, good. I'm not here to ask if you believe in the business. I'm just here to see if I want to work with you. I don't discuss. And the problem often they don't believe in themselves, right? So that's why I'm very excited because I know I can help them believe in themselves. But if they have no hunger drive, I cannot do anything for them. Third thing that emotional strong people do or don't do, what they do here is number 3, they embrace change and challenges. Because they understand that it's through the changes and the challenges and keep going through that. That's how you grow. You grow through that. And as I said before, growth is the only security that your future is better than you today, right? Because there will always be challenges. There will always be changes. It's constant. It's constant. There will always be different problems in your life. Often the problem for many people is that they think that they shouldn't have problems. And then they dig themselves too low and let that impact them too much. And they just ride the emotional roller coaster. No. Put on a rational mind. When something happens, okay, what can I do about this? Because you know what? Leaders, they always fight personal complacency. Because complacency is a success disease. You know, maybe you hit a little success in your business and you start growing. The moment you think you got it, you just lost it. You can see leaders like, oh, look at me, I'm so good. No. You have to always allow yourself to be a beginner. I always try to reinvent myself every couple of years. I always grow on myself every day. I take advice even from people, not advice, but I listen to what other people who have not a brand new person because they're not perspective yet, but even people with less success than me, I see what they are doing well. And I try to learn every day. Because of course we can learn something from everybody, but because you can always better your best. And then of course, always leaders focus on helping people change and grow, right? But never underestimate the power of changing yourself because that's where it starts. And don't overestimate your power to change others. I focus on what I can control, and that is I'm going to focus on growing myself. I become better. And then if you want to help to change others, there's 3 questions you should ask yourself. If you want to help others to change, ask yourself these 3 questions. Number 1, is it worth it? Is it worth it? Number 2, will they do it? Which means going back to willingness, right? Do they want to? Number 3, can they do it? Do they have the capacity? If you can't answer, is it worth it? Yes. Will they do it? Yes. Can they do it? Yes. If you don't get 3 yes here, don't waste your time. And remember, yes, if I look back at my career, I've helped a lot of people grow. I've helped a lot of people win in this business. But at the end of the day, I didn't change them. They changed themselves by their actions, their decisions. Yes, I provided a platform. I guided them a little. I maybe helped them see it, believe a little bigger. I pushed them a little. So they did things they normally wouldn't do. But at the end of the day, they did it. Number 4, emotional, strong people do not waste energy on things they cannot control. Emotional, strong people would not sit there with you and say, oh, what if this happens? Oh, what if that? Oh, what if this? Yeah, but that's just hypothetical. Why are we even wasting your time there? I saw a study many years ago that 8% of everything we worry about happens. So you're wasting your time worrying because there's a 92% chance it won't happen. So why even worry for something that might be or might not be? Control what you can control. And emotional, strong people they don't get upset. They don't let the emotions take them in, for example, when other people say something. Oh, I feel so offended. Emotional weak people, they get offended by everything. If somebody would tell me, you know what, I don't like Italians. Okay, fine for you. Great. Why would I let that offend me? I don't care. That's your opinion. Great. Good luck. And then, like, there was one guy, we were out in Sweden, me and a friend Patrick. It's in Jens Seger on the call. It was in his city. We walked there with a jacket, and this guy just walks up. Who do you two think you're walking there with jackets, with suit jackets? I hate people with this kind of clothes. He said that in the streets. It was in the evening, so it was probably a little extra gasoline in the extra gas in him. But that's just like, okay, I hope you're happy with your dress. I'm happy for you. Why would I even let that offend me? Seriously. Today, they say this about white people, they say this about black, this about women, this about... Let people have their opinion. Let people have their opinion. If somebody judged me because I'm a man or I'm white or this, or I would be black or I would be a woman, seriously, why would I waste my time on that person? And we give so much attention to this. Same here in UK, when I watch football match, great atmosphere and everything. In the newspaper day after, I can see because one guy was screaming something to a player, and they talk about, oh, racist. Yeah, that's 1 out of 20,000 was a racist. Why do we give so much attention to that? Take him out of the stadium. He's an idiot. Because at the end of the day, if you judge somebody based on ethnicity, woman, man, you are an idiot. You're an idiot. And I'm not even going to talk to you because you're an idiot. That's a fact, right? So why would I? So if you think from that perspective, if someone tells me I hate white people, great. I just leave them alone. Why would I waste my time? Because most people don't judge me because I'm a color this or that. They don't. Why would I let that impact me? Which means I take from my energy, because emotional strong people do not waste energy on things they can't control, on people, traffic. If you want to see if somebody's emotional weak, or think about yourself. How are you in traffic when somebody makes a stupid decision or change lane in an abrupt way? Do you waste your energy and screaming and where? I don't know. But you can see, just driving the car, riding the car with the person, you can see if they're emotional weak. Because why do you let that person determine your energy and mood? It's not worth it. We have certain energy, like a hardware in a computer, a certain memory space, see that as energy space we have. Why do you take a big portion of that energy you have that day and waste on things you cannot control? It's not worth it. Because I cannot control the traffic. I cannot control what this person say or think about me, and I don't care. But I can control what I do. I can make the right decisions to make sure me and my family and my people and my team and everything have a better future. Because back again, right, emotional weak people, they're moaning groan about things they cannot do something about. And attitude is one of the key factors, right? Because a bad attitude is like a bad breath. You easily sense it when it comes from others, but it's harder to see when it comes from you, or feel when it comes from you, right? That's why you need people in your surroundings to give you feedback. So when you get feedback, don't be offended. Because without feedback, be happy that somebody cared enough to tell you to your face that you're doing something wrong or this or that based on where you want to go. If they know where you want to go, right? If somebody gives me feedback without asking me some questions first, where I want to go in my life, maybe I shouldn't take advice, right? They should ask the questions first. But control the controllables. And I can control my actions every day. I can control my habits. And I can control how I respond to situations that happen. I can control how many presentations I do, which means my success in this business is 100% in my hands. Because if I have a couple of people and I think, like I often hear when I coach somebody in the team, like, or in the industry, like, oh, I have a hard time to find hungry people to do something. Okay, let's look how you are acting, how you're leading by example. But also, secondly, how many did you recruit? Yeah, 3 people. Okay, maybe you should recruit 30, 40 and to see if you find some hungry people there. Because you need to, that's what I can do something about. If I have 3 people that are doing anything, I brought like 3 camels, I brought them to the water, but they're not drinking. It's not my fault. Maybe I just need to bring more camels to the water, so more drink, right? But also, number 5, emotional strong people do not care about pleasing others. Oof, this is a energy killer, dream killer. You sit down with somebody and they're so afraid to tell you the truth to not let you down. Are you so afraid to say no to people? Because that will make you a fake person, because you're sitting there and it will take so much energy for yourself. Why waste your life on this? Like, it's better to say no with love and respect than to say yes and flake out. You're just a flaky, fake person. Nobody will trust you. And you will lose. People will lose trust for you anyway if you're that kind of person. So you're just losing. First, in the situation, you're wasting your own energy. Secondly, you will lose the people anyway because people don't want to work or with people they don't trust. Don't be concerned about what other people think about you. Be concerned about what you think about yourself. Because that's where it starts. For me as well, to be a better husband, better father, better friend, it starts with me. Start thinking well about myself. Because if I take care of me, I will be a happier human being. And then I will, of course, be a better spouse or whatever, right? Then, of course, in a relationship, it's about compromise. You have to, of course, compromise. And there you cannot just say, I am like this, I am like this. Yeah, but then you're just immature. I am like this. Yeah, but doesn't mean you are like that because you say you are like that. So how will it look like to change a little? Because you are where you are today based on who you are today, right? The thermostat, as I mentioned in the beginning. Let's look at that thermostat. Let's raise your thermostat so you can get better results, better relationships. Because in your life, same as if somebody's not doing well with Zinzino, or somebody joins Zinzino from another company and they've been in the industry 10 years. And then they blame the companies every time, but they never had long-term success. The problem is, wherever you go, there you are. And if you have drama, broken relationships over and over and over and over again, maybe at one time you have to use your brain and tell yourself that, or ask yourself, like, okay, I see the same face at the crime scene every time. All these broken relations, all these ups and downs, whatever. But at one time, maybe you come to the point that you realize that, okay, you see the same face yourself at the crime scene every time. Maybe you need to change. Maybe I have to look at myself. Maybe, of course, I'm part of it. So what can I do to grow? What can I do to become better? Because I think that, of course, many years ago, I also had to come get over pleasing other mentality. Because if you look at this business in the beginning, I had a little team. I was so afraid that, if I don't please them, they might quit. But the day I just decide I'm going to be myself and I'm going to stick to my values, and that is that. Then I start attracting the right people for the right reasons. Because one, the people I tried to please, they weren't going anywhere anyway. That's why they didn't want to change, right? And then secondly, looking at them, okay, where are they going? What actions are they taking? Where are we going with this? Me pleasing them and wasting my own energy. And then I just realized I'm going to reject the pull from people who weren't going anywhere. I have to break loose because people don't want to go anywhere. They want to sit and blame, and they want to make it sound harder than it is. Because if you make it sound complicated, they have excuses. That job is enough. We have all these fake network marketing coaches online who just want to make it sound complicated, so you buy their program, right? It's not that complicated. You don't need it. You have everything you need in Zine already. But you have to look at what actions you're taking every day to grow, right? Because I care about people, but if I stay true to myself, I will attract the right people for that reason. Because remember one thing, often we tiptoe around who we really are so we don't get judged. But you know what? People are already judging you anyway. So you might as well just be yourself, so they can judge you for who you are instead of who you're trying to pretend to be to please others. because then you'll save so much time because you attract the right people for the right reasons. Number 6 that emotion strong people do, they take calculated risks. They learn to be comfortable being uncomfortable, because your next level you is other side often of course, action, but uncomfortable action, you growing. Because if you look at how to take calculated risks, number 1, you have to take the most important risk in your life, and that is to be honest to yourself. Show me a guy or woman, for example, show me a person who's afraid of looking bad, and I'll show you a person who you can beat every day. If you compare yourself to them, you will beat them every day because they're so afraid to look bad. You have to just, again, stop pleasing others, take the risk and be honest to yourself, and go get what you want. And then also by having desire, right? Because if you take calculated risk and you have desire, burning desire to win, you have to be out there to go through risk to get some setbacks, get some adversities, because that's where you learn, that's where you grow, that's where you start winning. There's no winning, remember, there's no winning without losing. To succeed quicker, fail more often quicker. You're so afraid to look bad. And this is why maybe you're not a diamond, director, crown, whatever you want to be this year. Because you're so afraid to be judged. So take the risk to be controlled by your dreams and not by your emotions. That's where a vision board, clarity in where you want to go is so important. Because looking at that and be controlled, be led by that dream, the vision, instead of your emotions, and just create the right habits there, right? And then just do the habits, no matter if you feel like it or not. And then take the risk to take the actions and not being good. And you do that enough, and that's how you become good. Same as how we invite, right? Some of you tried it 8 times, and then you feel like, oh, I don't feel comfortable inviting. I'm not a good inviter. No, but go out, try that script 100 times. Automatically, the first 20 times, you're not comfortable, you're not good. Automatically, you just become good and good at it, better and better. So how do you become good? You do it bad enough times. That's the only way. Like looking at how you go back to how you started riding a bicycle as a kid. You were not good. Many bad tries, that's how you become good. Same here with inviting, presenting, following up. So massive action here makes you better, quicker. Number 7, emotion strong people do not make the same mistake over and over again. Because taking risks mean you will do mistakes. That's part of it. You should be proud to make mistakes. But you should, not, of course, not proud to make the same mistakes over and over again, because you need to learn from it. You need to reflect. Strong, emotional people, they reflect. They look at what they did, what worked, what didn't work. There's a couple of things I do every day to make sure I'm going the right direction is, number 1, review daily. I want to review daily. Number 1, review daily. And what I'm reviewing is looking at review, of course, what I did. Then I look, second, what happened today? The results, the outcomes from what? Number 3, okay, what did I learn today? What did I learn from these actions? So 1 is review daily. Number 2, what happened today? Analyze what happened. Number 3, analyze what you learned today. Number 4 is starting directing myself to my to-do list, what I should do. Because I create a to-do for tomorrow, so I'm structuring what I do, because less is more. Fewer activities, streamline that activity. You don't have to learn 80 things here to be very successful here. Focus on the few habits that will get you there. My 6 habits every day: invite, present, follow up. Number 4, goal setting with people and strategies and seeing who am I helping to win. Number 5, promoting next event. Number 6, personal development, making sure I grow. So 5 things every day when it comes to reflecting is review daily, look at what happened today. Number 2, what did I learn today? Direct myself to my to-do list. And number 5 is take action. Take action on those things every day. Take action. And number 8 that emotional strong people do, this is an important one. They do not expect immediate results. There is no such thing as overnight success. For example, you can hear in Zinzino, oh, this leader came in, for example, there's one now who came in from another company. Yeah, she hit ambassador this month after 8-9 months, but she brought leaders. She brought people experience. What I mean with this is use it as inspiration that Zinzino attracts very good people. But number 2, don't compare your chapter 1 with somebody else chapter 10. Yes, I know you want to take the elevator to success. Sorry, you have to take the stairs step by step. That's how you get to success. So do not expect immediate results. It's like in sports, you can see it often, right? Take a rookie, they come in, week 1, they play amazingly. Week 2, they're on the bench and they let themselves go down so much and get beat down because they didn't play instead of just focus on what I can deliver. Number 8 is do not expect immediate results. Somebody asked that, sorry. Come in, week 1, play well, week 2, play not so well, and then they beat themselves down, someone with no experience. But when you've been around the block, you know, okay, I played well, second week, I didn't play well, that's same in the meetings. I still feel after meetings sometimes, wow, sometimes I feel, wow, I'm amazing. Next time I can feel, oof, I was not so good there. Wow. End of the day, it's consistency, because real success is long-term. The people who build real success is the ones who have staying power. All the people that I had in my team the first months, they all gave up. But I stayed consistent. I worked every day. I faced adversities. Yes, I doubted myself sometimes. Like I was never close to quit, but sometimes, of course, like I thought, will this ever work for me? Will this ever work for me? But when I asked myself that, I went back to, okay, what am I doing today to get closer to my dreams? What actions do I take today? If you didn't stay consistent, you can draw a line in the sand today, step over to the other side, because you can change direction overnight, but you cannot change destination overnight. You're not where you want to be. You can change the direction by changing your actions. Because consistency in different actions take you to different destinations. Because there's compounding effect with consistency. Emotional, strong, and consistent people, they don't expect quick results. Of course, there's many people you lead and they have an emotional meltdown every 14 days. Yeah, I can have an emotional meltdown an afternoon, but I make sure, let's get back at it. 1 hour, boom. When I have it, when I feel that low, okay, where do I find the high? Press play, I listen to something on YouTube, listen to something, and you know the best way is to make some invitations, and then of course 2 straight no's, and the emotional meltdown gets stronger in myself, and I have to press play on a YouTube to listen to something, look at my vision board, and try to find it somewhere, but I'm not finding it. Let's just take the action, but I don't feel like taking the action. I already got 2 no's invitations, painful. I have to call this contact again. Okay, let's listen to something again. Press play, try to find it again. And then, okay, now try to find the courage. Let's take the action. Oh no, my mother called. Let's call my mother first. Oh, I know I'm hungry. Let's do the lunch first. And then you procrastinate away 3 hours. You didn't do it. It still happens for me. But then do you let yourself lose 5 hours, or can you within 30 minutes get control over your mind and that emotional meltdown and catch it and then change it and realize that everybody has this. Now I feel this, Marco. It's now when I hit the wall, now my competitors are hitting wall as well. Now I have the chance to stand out because now people don't feel like doing it. Let's do it, Marco. Here, if I take the action now, If I take the action when I don't feel like doing the work, that's how I prove to myself I have what it takes to be a champion, Marco. Let's go. Let's take the action. This is what I tell myself. Emotional meltdown every 14 days. Every time you get quicker, all of a sudden, every emotional meltdown is every 45 days. You keep taking action through it. All of a sudden, emotional meltdown is once a year. You're becoming stronger. You're becoming better. You become better to handle it, but don't run from it. Don't run from your emotions. Catch them. Bam, change them. Whatever you do to change the state you're in, no matter if that's by listening to somebody, calling a sponsor, calling prospects, press play on GoCore or YouTube or whatever inspires you. Go for a run, go for a walk, go to the gym. Find what can change that state for you. Because when it comes, you have to learn to help understand what causes these meltdowns, right? For you and for others, so you can help others through it. So number one, when it comes to emotional meltdowns, one, what causes them? Look at what causes them. You know what causes them for me? Not taking action. If I didn't work for 3 weeks, I would probably get a burnout by not working. You have to find what's best for you. If you build this business, when people say, because people are so black or white, it's not that easy. We're complex machines, the human being, right? They can say, if you work too hard, you get a burnout. Absolutely not. If you work too hard in something that takes energy every day, of course, you'll break down. For me, being in a meeting, talking about health, talking about dreams I get energy for being in meetings. Being on vacation after 4 days, I'm getting close to a burnout. I need to work. So you have to and this doesn't mean this is the way for you. I always say in this business, find the highest tempo you can do. For some, it's 15 hours a day. For some, it's 10. For some, it's 7. If you're full-time, maybe for you, it's 8, like at a job hour, 8 hours a day. So everybody's different. There's no right or wrong. You need to analyze, get to know yourself. When it comes to meltdown, one, what causes them? And why do they come, right? Because this is number one. Most important, how do I get out of it? How do we get out of it? For me, it's always been action takes me out of it. Because listen, there's nobody that went from platinum to diamond and that month they said, I want to quit the business. There's nobody hit diamond and said after, I hit diamond this month, I want to quit. They have an emotional meltdown because he hit director this month. It's when you're not winning, of course, that takes energy. You just look at focus on right activities, streamline those hours in the business, because it's not how many hours you put into the business, it's what you put into every hour. Invite % follow-up, expanding that list. Action, what action do you need to take out of it? And then work on a game plan. So when you work with somebody, have emotional meltdown, ask them, what causes this? Why is it there? Okay, let's see, how can we get out of it? And then let's work on a game plan, because action will take them out of it. And then tell them, this is what we're going to do to lead them out of it. Consistency in daily actions. A plan to take them out. These 8 steps have changed my life. Being aware of it. So let's recap quick. Emotional strong people, 8 things they do or don't. 1, they do not waste time feeling sorry for themselves or waste time feeling offended. 2, they don't allow others to control the relationship. 3, they embrace change and challenges. 4, they do not waste energy on things they cannot control. 5, they do not care about pleasing others. They stay true to themselves and their values. 6, they take calculated risks. 7, they do not do the same mistakes over and over again. And 8, they do not expect immediate results. So what creates emotional stability? Of course, difficult situations, periods, emotional things that happened. I think for me, one of the biggest factors to why this business was always so easy to win in, because it's easy. If I just call 10 people a day, see 3 to 10 new potential partners, customers per day, you win so quick here. But why was that easy? I would have to say, because when I was 24, My best friend shot himself. He took his life at 24. And after that, I cried myself to bed every night for 3 months. I still went to work. I still went to my football practice, playing football. But I was crying all night. I didn't get much sleep for 3 months. But I kept going, just took action in the work and the football. And this was 1 year before I saw network marketing, dark selling again. And I made a decision. This is going to be my path to a good life. Because I had been involved when I was 20 for 1.5 years. And I knew it was personal development, personal growth, and I could create money and time freedom and doing something meaningful with my life. Because I realized at 24, when his life ended, of course, the first 6 months was so tough for me. But those 6 months built a mental resilience, gave me more patience. It made me prioritize better in life. And it made me, of course, a much more emotional, stable person. But when I started at 25, when I told my own father, I'm going to build a career out of this, he laughed at me. Who cares? Because I thought at the end of the day, the only person I need to make happy is the person I look in the mirror. It's my life. I'm not going to waste my life. And that's why today, I'm so passionate about this business, because I know my friend back then, yes, the doctors destroyed him because his father had died a couple of years earlier, and then his mother died, and doctors gave him happy pills, destroyed him. One day with happy pills because he couldn't sleep on them, he took sleeping pills one Friday night. And he asked me actually to meet that Friday. And I said, no. He was sitting at home drinking with his brother in front of his brother, just took the gun and shot himself. And that made me realize that life is short. I'm never going to let somebody tell me what I could do or nothing, because mental health is the most important thing out there. Because when you take care of yourself and you're happy human beings, you can help other people. Because I know with personal development, if I was the person I was today, I could have helped him with the right books, the right material when it comes to emotional growth and personal growth and mental stability and everything. I know that would have saved his life. Because instead of giving medication for something that's just mental, we can save people. And I was a very unstable, unhappy person, to the sense that I never thought when I was 20, like, oh, it doesn't make sense to think long term, because I don't know if I live a couple of years from now. But after that, I changed totally and just realized I'm going to go build myself. I'm going to be happy. I'm going to be emotionally strong. You know what? I'm going to max out this life. I'm going to see how far I can take my life, because I'm not going to waste my life here. I don't want to get to the next station, heaven, whatever you believe in. I don't want to get there rested. I'm going to get there exhausted, because I'm going to squeeze out everything I got from this life, because this life goes quick. Listen, your life flies by quick. But if you understand death perception that is closer than you think, you won't waste your time. You won't cry because somebody quit. Who cares? Good, they're out. Now I can focus on the right people. Because if you knew that your time is closer than you think, you don't waste your time. Think about this. There was one guy in network marketing a month ago. He was out on a snow scooter with his family. He fell over. He died. He was like 40 years old, a couple of kids. What if somebody told him 1 month before to say, hey, you have 1 month to go. You have 1 month left. Do you think he would cry about the opinion of other people? Do you think he would prioritize different? Do you think he would have told his wife, his kids, that he loved them a little more often? Do you think he would do something every day that matters? Do you think if he knew he had 1 month left, do you think he would sit in the sofa watching Netflix series, watching another movie or watching the news, this, that? I can promise he would be out there making a difference, helping people, showing love, appreciation for life. Your time is coming, sadly. It's coming quicker than you think. Might be another 60 years, might be 80 years for you, might be 25 years. Might as well make it count. I'm just going to, every day, help people win and see how far I can take myself when it comes to personal growth. I'm going to be a very wealthy man, but money is not my motivator. It's making a difference. Money in this business is just a reflection on how many people you served and helped. That's why I have big goals financially with Xenon. But that's only because how I get the money is by serving people. And the better I become serving people, automatically money takes care of itself. In this business, help enough people get what they want to get, and you automatically get what you want to get. It's a magical business in a sense. And then you help people with their health. So that's 8 things. Stay consistent in the right actions. And when things happen in life, ask yourself, is this a problem or is it a life fact? Because a problem is something you can do something about. You can find a solution. If it's a life fact, don't waste time and energy. Like you wake up in the morning, it's raining outside, it's cold. Who cares? Doesn't matter. And if it matters too much, it's easier to move you than to move the sun. So make sure it counts. Go out there and just live your life, live up to your potential, and make it count. Go out and make a difference. Go out and grow yourself, win for yourself. Because you climb that ladder. In this business, you climb the ladder, then you turn around and help other people climb that ladder. I'm so excited. I'm going to meet most of you in Rome in 10 days. If you're not coming to Rome, trust me, book the flight ticket right now, get there. If you have goals, you want to grow, maybe you're thinking, yeah, but I cannot afford to get there. Listen, if you have goals, you want to grow, you want to max out your life, you cannot afford not to go there. Just a fact. So I hope to see you in Rome. It's going to be 2 magical days. And it's executive and above on the Friday. But even if you're there, if you're not an executive, sneak in the room. Nobody will throw you out. But hey, don't tell anybody that I've said that, because especially I'm the one organizing everything. So don't tell the person organizing that I said this. Can't wait to see all of you in Rome. And I'm going to stop the recording. If somebody has questions or something,